Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and today I wanted to do a demonstration reading for you using two court cards. So last week I did a video on how to learn how to read the court cards, and if you missed that video, I'm going to put the link to it in the description of this video if you'd like to watch it. But basically what I did is talked about different techniques for learning the tarot cards, or learning the court cards. And so I wanted to do a video demonstrating how I read the court cards when they show up in a reading. And so I've got 3 cards here, and this is going to be a past, present, and future reading. And this is just a pretend reading, so I'm not actually doing a real reading here. And so we've got the King of Cups, and we've got the Knight of Swords, and then the Six of Wands is in the middle. So I'm going to start by reading the past card, which is the King of Cups. And there's a couple of different ways that I could read the King of Cups. So the first way is to see the King of Cups representing someone in the querent's life. And when I say the querent, I mean the person I'm doing the reading for. So this could represent someone from this person's past, and the king usually represents someone who's older and wiser and more experienced, so a mature male. So it could be like a father or, something like that, or an older brother. Or we could see the King of Cups representing the querent, so representing the person we're doing the reading for. So I'm going to start by reading it as another person. So I would say there's someone in your past who, a very strong, powerful male, someone in your past that you may have some unresolved issues with. And this person was probably not very in touch with their emotions and maybe drank a lot to suppress their feelings. And when I say that he's not in touch with his emotions, if we look at the suit of cups, the cups are the emotional suit. So the cups, represent water, which represents the emotions and the feelings that we have. And it's a very flowy kind of suit. And if you look at this card in particular, you see there's all these flowy waves around the king, but he's sitting on like a block of concrete. So he's very much separate from the waves, and he's almost cut off from them, as if he's blocked his feelings. So he's emotionally blocked, which is why he's, got a big cup of whiskey or whatever he's drinking. So it's often, the King of Cups is often thought of as representing an alcoholic or someone who likes to drink. And my guess is this person probably likes to drink to suppress the powerful feelings that they have, because they feel like they need to, suppress those feelings and put on, a tough kind of facade for the world, because they feel like, being a male, that they can't, be emotional or be expressive. And if we were to read this as representing the querent, you could say that especially in their past, they felt like they couldn't express their emotions, and they may have turned to alcohol in order to deal with that. And that now it's safe for them to really tap into those emotions and, see those emotions as a really powerful gift, because, listening to those emotions and being at one with them is what's going to, act as a very powerful guiding force in this person's life. Okay, so moving on to the center card, this represents the now. So what's happening right now? And the Six of Wands is all about success and, getting accolades and being successful and having achieved something. And, having the admiration and the approval of your community and your family. So right now, this person is probably celebrating some kind of success, or they've reached a point in their lives where they feel like they've been successful at what they do, probably a job or a career or something like that, or maybe they've just completed a project or something like that. But of course, you always want to relate the center card back to the past card, and they've probably gotten to this place of success because they've suppressed their emotions and always kind of presented themselves as being a really strong, grounded person who can, handle anything and isn't swayed by anything. And this has probably certainly helped them on the particular path that they are on. But now we want to move to the card of the future. And this is kind of where the energies are heading. And we've got Knight of Swords. And if you look at this card, he's charging back the other way. So the King of Cups is just kind of sitting there, looking straight at us. Six of Wands is heading off into the future. He's moving forward. And then the Knight of Swords is charging back. And the sword suit represents the mind and thoughts and the whole mental aspect of our lives. But swords also represent air and communication. And often the Knight of Swords is seen as a messenger, someone who's bringing a message. So you could see this as someone bringing a message from the future into the now. And I will read this card as representing the querent. So this card represents the querent in the future, charging back. He wants to bring a very powerful message to his self in the now. So this can even be seen as a card of not necessarily regret, but that this person is making choices and doing things now that later on he's going to not necessarily regret, but his future self is going to wish that he could go back in time and give his past self some advice. I hope that didn't sound too confusing and out there. And so you can even at this point ask your querent, what kind of advice do you think that is? What do you think you're doing now that you might regret later? Okay, so going back to the Knight of Swords. So you could see this as representing someone else in the person's life, or that person, or you can see it as representing characteristics and personality traits that could either help or hinder the person you're doing the reading for. So if we look at this card as representing personality traits, the Knight of Swords is pretty powerful. He's really driven, that's for sure. He's very driven, he's moving fast, but he's moving towards the past. So this could just be a warning that, taking on that sort of driven personality could be rather draining. But the Knight of Swords also has some positive attributes in that he's very focused, he knows where he's going, and there's a certain amount of mental clarity and mental focus with this card. So you could always say that those traits are going to be more available to the person, moving forward, and it's those traits of, focus and dedication that will be very helpful for them. But at the same time, not to get too caught up in being too driven and too focused. You want to be able to step back and see the big picture and have a certain amount of balance in your life, because this guy, he's going to burn out fast. You can't keep up that pace forever. You can keep up that pace for temporary time, but eventually he will burn out. And so then you can take a step back and you can look for themes. And of course the color red, there's red in the Knight of Swords' cape, there's red on the King of Cups, and then there's kind of an orangey brown color in the Six of Wands there. But you can look for themes that sort of pop out, and symbols as well that pop up, like for me, the symbolism of the block of concrete and the cup, symbolizes blocked emotion and alcoholism. And in this card, I see the raised sword as almost like a real desire to cut away, things that are holding this person back. So cutting away the ropes that bind them. But you might see something totally different. So this is a very personal thing. And, your attention might be drawn to another symbol in this card, like his helmet or something like that. So everyone reads the cards a little bit differently. So I hope you found this helpful. My name is Kate, and my website is dailytarotgirl.com, and I've got all kinds of fun stuff on there to help you learn how to read tarot cards and have more fun with your cards. So thank you so much for joining me.